Carrie here. I'm back for another day of BookMas. Today is BookMas Day 23. We are well into 2022. I am still filming this in 2021. So the topic of this video is books that came out in 2021 that I have still not read. So I realized this when I was doing my wrap-ups. I really did not read a lot of adult fantasy in the last 2 months. It was just not what I was gravitating towards. And I think that's why it put me into such a reading slump. So a lot of these books are adult fantasy that I just have not got around to reading, or they came out relatively recently. 3 of these, that is the case. So let's get into it. One of the books that was on my list was They Will Never Catch Us by Jessica Goodman. This is a murder mystery written by the same author as They Wish They Were Us. But this book has to do with 2 sisters who are softball players, I think, and they're on the softball team, but they're very, very different, I believe. They're on the same exact team, but a new girl comes to their town and is sort of threatening them on their team, and when she goes missing, they are the #1 suspects in her disappearance. So this one sounds really good. Again, I'm putting all these on this list. I am going on a trip to Disney, and I don't know what books I'm going to take, but this one might be one I take with me, just because it will be a quick read, and I will need something to read for the plane ride to and fro. But this one is one that I did have my eye on, and I just did not get around to reading it in a timely fashion. These are a couple of books I just got for Christmas, so I didn't have them, and that was why they didn't get read. But one is Gilded by Marissa Meyer, which is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. I haven't heard a lot about this book, but this cover is so pretty. And I have really liked all of her books, pretty much. So I am hopeful that I will like this one just as much as I liked Heartless. And I do like Rumpelstiltskin, blame the Once Upon a Time connection, but I'm really excited for this one. This one just came out recently. I think it came out the beginning of November. Another book that came out the beginning of November was Kingdom of the Cursed, and this is by Kerri Maniscalco. This is the sequel to Kingdom of the Wicked, and I heard people love it. This is set in, I feel like it was set in Italy. The first book, her sister is murdered, and she's sort of uncovering it, and the ending book is really, really shocking, and they go to a new location in this book. I've heard super good things. I just haven't got around to reading it because I got this as a Christmas present, so I'm really excited for this one and hope to definitely tackle this in 2022. Maybe I'll read it during the Halloween season. Another book that I'm really excited for is Bloodlike Magic by Liselle Sandberry. And I feel like this is the book where I think you have to pass a trial to get your magic. To save my family's magic, I must destroy my first love. I never wanted to be a killer, but I am a Thomas Witch. We suffer and we survive. So I feel like for her to get her magic, she needs to kill her first love, which she's never met. That sounds really interesting. So this cover is just stunning. Can we just admire that? And this is another one of those books that I just never got around to reading, but it's so pretty. So hopefully I get around to reading it in 2022 quickly and efficiently. The rogue contemporaries on this list, but it's Xoxo by Axio. And this follows a young cellist who, that's her life. She wants to be a cellist, but when she has an unexpected connection with a lead of a K-pop band, everything sort of changes and their relationship is very, very forbidden. I've heard very, very cute things about this book, so I really hope that I like it, and I will probably read it this spring or summer. But it was one that I bought and then I just never get around to reading. Victoria Aveyard did come out with a new book this year, so Realmbreaker is what I picked up. I literally don't know anything about this book, but I know that I really liked Victoria Aveyard's Red Queen, that first book in that series. I loved it. I feel like this one has to do with a warring kingdom. There's probably different. Oh, a squire, the survivor of a failed quest, an immortal, timeless, and unfathomable, an assassin skilled and heartless, an old sorceress holding secrets behind her teeth, and a pirate's daughter, the world's last hope. The heroes are gone, but the fight to save the world has only just begun. I really love books about a ragtag group of heroes. So I am excited for this one and hope that I get around to reading it. It is a little bit out of my line of sight because it's so far up on my bookshelf, but hopefully I will get to add this to my TBR soon. Another one that came out this year was The Queen Will Betray You by Sarah Henning. This is another book that was on so many TBRs, and it was also on my top reads of the year, and I just didn't get around to reading it, but possibility I might still read it before the end of the year. We will see. But my Disney trip has taken away a lot of my reading time. This is the sequel to The Princess Will Save You. I really like that book. Love the trope. I started reading this one and then I put it down. So we will see if I wind up picking it up before 2022 or in 2022. I have been hearing a lot about Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. And I'm really excited for this one. So again, this is another book that I have my eye on. It's set in the same world as Caraval. I think it follows Jax. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But this is another book that I sort of have my eye on that I might start before the end of the year. We will see. But I do really like this one. I've heard really, really good things. And this one is the Owl Crate edition as well. But I'm really excited and hope I get around to this one soon. Sorry, I'm going to knock my computer over. Another one is Broken Web by Lori M. Meatley. This is the sequel to Forest of Souls. This, again, is a perfect book to read in, the fall season or, the late summer, and I just didn't get around to reading it. But I love Forest of Souls. It was actually on my TBR for December, and I just don't know if I'm going to get around to reading it. But I really did like the first book, and I just neglected this one a little bit too long. So hopefully it gets read in 2022. Another sort of eerie and creepy book is White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. This, again, is one I will probably read next Halloween because it's an eerie and creepy book. But I am a scaredy cat, so I don't know how successful this will be if I actually read it. But I am going to be brave and pick it up. And then the last book on this list, which is the one that I might actually finish sooner rather than later, is A Hero's End by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I already am 234 pages into this, and then I got super distracted. So this might be the next book that I honestly pick up. But if I don't, I'm definitely going to have to restart it and read it in 2022. So, yeah. I really am liking this book, and it may get read. It's just the Avenger Reading Challenge really threw me off my game. So, let me know in the comments what are some 2021 books that you neglected to read, and I will talk to you for my next video. Bye, friends.